Hello, everybody. And just like that, he was live on YouTube. So first of all, a warm welcome to everybody. One of my infrequent appearances on this platform, but nonetheless, you are all very welcome here. Hope this is coming through to you loud and clear. Hope the sound is okay. Hope the quality of the image is good. It's me. Do you like the background? Do you like that background? Can you all identify where that is? So yeah, good evening, John, Eber, John, Chris. Yes, good to see all you folks here. So we have lots of stuff to talk about this evening on this YouTube, the most freedom-loving, most impartial, most even platform of all. YouTube allows all opinions. We all know that, don't we? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, say no more. And John Mercer is right. We love everything about YouTube. Someone says, is that Vegas behind me? No, it isn't. If you look, let me get this one right, over this here. Yeah. Let's see if we get this right. Yeah, there. See those? Those are the big cranes at Harland and Wolff shipyard in Belfast. And then in the back over here, if I get this one right, God, how do you do this thing? This here. This is where this is leading up to where the Titanic was successfully launched. Remember, Belfast launched the Titanic. Yeah, okay, it didn't make it all the way across the Atlantic, but you can't blame that on us. Hi, Angela McCavanagh, good to see you. So Belfast successfully launched the, sorry, just want to get this right because I do have this little badge on me I want to talk to you people about. I'm going to show, let me start off by talking about the badge. Hi, Harry. Pureblood badge. There you go. These little pure blood badges are now available. Go below and you can pick one up for yourself. That's for those of us who have chosen not to avail ourselves of the you know what, which we mustn't mention on this platform, because if we mention it, we will be punished and our feelings might be hurt. So, yeah, John Gleason, there's a lot of interesting stories talking about the Titanic, by the way. Very interesting. That would be, hi, Max, by the way, good to see you as well. Hiya, Picking Gaz. I'm just reading some of your comments here, by the way. You've got me for a little while this evening. I'm gonna shoot the breeze. Yes. Well, Chris Davis, there's different theories on it. I'm sure you read one of the big theories about the Titanic sinking relates to the fact that 1912 in April is right, Angela McCavanagh, top of the class. Three of the guys that were on it were pretty much opposed to what was being considered at that time the creation of the Federal Reserve. But when they all drowned, then the Federal Reserve was conjured up as if by magic in 1913. But I'm sure that's a complete coincidence. Hello, Picking Gaza, and hello, Melanie Bliss. Melanie Bliss. Now, I was going to say I hadn't finished the sales pitch. So look, so there you go. You can get your Pure Blood designed by my own fair hand, more or less. They're available in the store through Alt News Media. Go over there, click the button, get yourself one. Don't be afraid to show your status as having not taken the shh, because it's YouTube, right? Okay, now we're going to talk about we got other things to talk about other than badges. But if you want to take one, be like me, wear them with pride. You know what you have to do. You told me you were going to buy these. Now you got the chance. They're now here. Let's have a look at the, yes, Chris Davis, absolutely. Hashtag Pure Blood. That's our choice. You know, actually, seriously in this, I'm going to talk about some news things, but just to say, I respect people who have taken the you know what, and the people who haven't taken it. I respect all people because these things are personal decisions, or at least, thanks, Melanie, they're top quality badges. Top quality badges. So You get one now because they're limited availability. They seriously are limited availability. So you want to grab one and wear it with pride. There's a great song called, Chris Davis will know it, I'll Wear It Proudly. Chris Davis, King of America, 1986. I'll wear it proudly. Wear the Pureblood badge proudly as well. So what was I going to say to you? Yeah, yes, just by the way, Iber, yes, there is a story. There's conspiracy theories about the Titanic. Mind you, there's conspiracy theories about everything. But because we is on YouTube's, we really can't talk about the conspiracy theories because that's wicked and bad, and we mustn't do that. So anyway, there we have it. So let's jump into the news, shall we? So if we can bring up the main BBC news portal, because I could do with a laugh. So let's, yeah, and look, there's the big news on the BBC news portal. Her Majesty the Queen is going to miss the COP26 climate summit. So what do you think caused that? My theory is she had a look at the rats in Glasgow and she thought, geez, I'm not going there. Those rats look hungry. Those rats look ravenous. And because it's Glasgow, there may be many of them. And because they're clearing the roads of, patients going to the NHS, that means the rats could scuttle up and down the roads even faster. So I think Billy Piper, my old mate, says, you know that pure blood in upper society means inbred. Well, hey, Billy Piper, what it means is what I say it means on my platform. So also do familiarize yourself with Harry Potter, and then you might get the origin story. Anyway, back to the Queen. So she's disappointed that she's not been able to go up to COP. I bet she's not. I bet she's really happy. Can you imagine? Can you imagine the miserable experience of going to this COP26 clown circus, which I think runs for, is it almost like a week and a half, almost 2 weeks of intense butthurt about the climate. So, I don't think the Queen can be too sad about missing that. I only wish I could miss any news about it, because for the next couple of weeks, it's going to dominate all the news agenda as Her Maj sits at home. I think she's going to do a video record and send that. Good idea, Your Majesty. But of course, there's a couple of questions we should talk about the Queen herself. Just how well is the Queen? Because she actually missed, some people may know of this. Anybody from Northern Ireland will know this. She was due to come over here last week for a double whammy event. She was going to go to a place called Hillsborough, which is not very far from where I live, Hillsborough, and she was going to, it's now been named Royal Hillsborough. That's where the castle is. That's where her residence is when she's in Northern Ireland. So she was going to give it the royal name. And Elaine Jennings says she'd been CGI for over 18 months. I think for 18 years, Elaine Jennings, 18 years. But so anyway, she was going to come to Hillsborough to give it the royal charter. And it got the royal charter, but she couldn't make it. And on the same day, she was going to join Boris Johnson and other luminaries at a service in the place called Armagh to give thanks for 100 years of Northern Ireland. Well, she didn't make that. She couldn't make. So those are the things that she missed. So Chris Davis says the Queen will be gone by Christmas. The end is nigh. Let's bring this one up. Well, Chris, my friend, I fear that there is a changing of the guard with regard to Her Majesty. And I mean, it's understandable. The woman is 95 years old. I'm pretty confident I'll never get to be 95 years old. She's had a really, really good innings. Obviously, the loss of her husband and all that is bound to have some kind of an impact. Although, to be fair, she did seem cheered up, didn't she, in the immediate months after the loss of Philip? Wonder why that might be. I don't know. So, so Her Majesty is in some kind of under the weather a bit. The thing that actually annoyed me about this, and it seemed to annoy the media as well, I actually agree with Billy Piper's teeth. Billy Piper's teeth. This is a disgrace. But I agree. He says, put an end to the monarchy when Her Majesty croaks it. The rest are a complete embarrassment. You've got a point. Yeah, you do have a point. I have to say, I used to be very much full-on pro-monarchy. I'm not anymore. I have to say, we're not. The prospect of King Charles horrifies me. Can you imagine? And then King William. Well, King William, there's lots of laws when it comes to King William from a Northern Ireland perspective. That'll be a laugh. But again, he's pretty woke. And indeed, the whole royal family, they've all jumped on the Ian Cathro. He mentions Andrew. God, we can't even talk about Andrew. Otherwise, we'll end up in prison. Yeah, I mean, the royals have got very woke. They're very much on the climate bandwagon, which I absolutely oppose. Am I allowed to say that? Well, no, because this is YouTube. YouTube, let's be clear, I completely support everything to do with climate change. It's just that the royal family, yeah, maybe they should be above these things. Don't know what you think, but anyway, Her Majesty and the gang are very much on the COP26, even if she can't be there in person. So as I say, I blame those Glaswegian rats, and I'm talking the four-legged kind, not the two-legged kind. I'm talking the four-legged kind. And right, congrats to Kim for being such a far-sighted guy. He's ordered 3 of the purebloods. Top bloke. This is what we need, Kim. I wish. I mean, as I say, I can't even talk about it in this platform, right? But there is a podcast going out this evening. If you jump onto my podcast channel, and the link's down below, and the link's here, I've got a little podcast devoted specifically to the whole purebloods issue and what it means to me, and I think what it might mean to some of you as well. So you can hear that over there. But I do like. I have to say, I am impressed by where's it? Chris's theory. I can't say it. Yeah, here we go. He bets that the Queen is #pureblood. Hey, Chris, I'd love to get an order from the palace. I would be prepared to go and deliver that one myself if that be the case. If Her Majesty, if any of you listening know Her Majesty, like, tell her to this is her moment. This is fact. I mean, let's face it, the clock's ticking. This is her moment to get a pureblood badge from me. And off, and then that means she will be then amongst the real elite, not just the globalists that I fear she spends too much of her time. Right, I've seen. You see, this is why I love that. I'd forgotten what I like. The thing I like about these live streams is the same as I like about the little live streams I do on a Saturday for you, and what I do on the podcast channel as well. It's the comments. The comments amuse the hell out of me. I can't possibly read out picking Gaz's comments. Are we allowed to say adrenochrome on YouTube? I don't think so. Picking Gaz, we're not allowed to talk about these things. No. We've got to talk about beauty tips and other useful YouTube-friendly comments that they absolutely love. So anyway, so I do wish Her Majesty well. Clearly, they lied last week when they told us, oh, she wasn't well for 24 hours, but now she's super duper fine. She's back at her desk. The woman is patently not back at her desk. I wish the palace would be honest, but whoever's running it, this is not actually a criticism of Her Majesty. This is the advisors around her, and they're giving her, I think, they may as well just be honest and say, look, Her Majesty is 95 years old. She needs a bit of a rest. That's it. Everyone will understand. Mark Green says the clocks go back at the weekend, allegedly back to 1984. Gosh, I used to make the joke that they go back to, 1492 or something like that. But that's a different topic. Yeah, I think we're well in 1984 country, and we're not allowed to talk about it. Why we might be. Simon says start a chat on Telegram. Simon, I totally need to master Telegram. I think I've mastered most of the other platforms, but I also suspect that I would give my producer, Jed, some kind of delirium where I'd announce to him, I really want to develop another platform. Poor Jed suffers so much from my enthusiasm for so many things. Hi, Sharon Montgomery. Good to see yet another Northern Ireland person. Hey, Sharon Montgomery, you need to make sure you order one of the Pureblood badges exclusively available from this platform whilst stocks last. So I'm going to bring that. Yeah, you beat me to it. Jed says, please, no, David, no more. Stop it. I talk about torture. This man is being tortured by me. So anyway, that's Her Majesty. Wish her well. Wish they'd be honest and just say, like, it's going to be 95. Come on. But the problem is, I actually do agree with Billy Piper's teeth. I'm sick of the woke monarchy. Sick of them. Absolutely sick of them. And, you know, I mean, by the way, that does not make me a Republican. I'm not a Republican. I don't want to see a republic either. In fact, I have no time for politicians. There's more important things in life than politicians as such. Anyhow, that's Her Majesty. I think we've sorted that out. So hopefully, yes, the palace will be on the internet as we speak, trying to get one of these before they go. Come on, TikTok, Your Majesty, get your finger out, get one in. Right, let's move on then. Let's jump back into. Hang on, Oban One is joined now. Then, what's going on YouTube? I didn't get any notification. Well, that is, of course, that is good old YouTube. Well, you're here now. I wanted to, if we just scroll up on the BBC page here, on their awful homepage, there was a story about, did you see this one? What Jed's going to find it for me. It's to do with politics. Apparently masks, yes, face masks, are going to become mandatory in the House of Commons. Don't know if you've seen this one. It is on the BBC main portal somewhere there. Yes, masks are going to be mandatory in the Commons. Well, this is leadership. This is what I love to see. And I know YouTube loves this. So I love it as well. I love what YouTube loves. But yeah, they're going to make it mandatory for people in the House of Commons to wear the masks. And if we can just bring it up, Jed, I think we have it sitting down there. Yes, look, there you go, folks. Everyone in the Commons must wear masks except MPs. Except them. What about that then? Eh? So all the pure plebs have to wear the masks, but our beloved leaders, those ever so important MPs, can decide whether to follow suit or not. In other words, they may choose not to wear a mask. And I am gutted about this because, I mean, as we're pointing out, yes, all staff, visitors, contractors and press must cover their faces to combat the spread of COVID. How very, very wise. This is what I agree. Oh, I so agree with this. Isn't this brilliant? But the MPs won't. But they might catch the COVID and they might end up in hospital or worse. So it's a tragedy that the MPs won't do the thing that they tell us to do. Listen, these bunch of hypocrites at Westminster, that's what this is about. These are all hypocrites. Oh, actually, Billy Piper, Labour and SNP, they'll probably wear 2 or 3 masks. And I would assume most of them have had double the you-know-what. So, yeah, this is the hypocrisy of the elite. They want you. So, I mean, I don't know how many people have been in the Commons. I've been in the Commons a few times. Just as a guest and being shown around and whatnot, and it is it's a very nice place to be in, a very nice place of work to go to, I suppose. But nonetheless, I agree. Yet again, Billy Piper, you're on a roll. I bet when the cameras are rolling, Billy says, I'll bring it up here. Billy says, when the cameras are rolling, the masks will be on, and when they're not, Billy, you're dead right, mate. They will be off quicker than, I don't know, Alec Baldwin on Target Practice. Am I allowed to make Alec Baldwin jokes on YouTube? I don't know, but I'm going to do it anyway. So there you go. So yeah, we have, yeah, actually, we could just on that one there, yeah. So anyway, the hypocrisy of MPs, absolute hypocrisy of these clowns. And of course, just before we go on to the Alec Baldwin thing, just for a sec, did you see, by the way, that Sajid Javid, he's going to wear it for the budget tomorrow? Oh, Sajid, you're so brave. Well, this is very wise, because Sajid Javid, we wouldn't want you catching COVID and coming down. That's why you must wear your mask. Because even though the vaccine, the virus will go through it, it doesn't matter. You still have to wear it and be sensible, for goodness sake. This is what, sensible platforms like YouTube are all about, and certainly not spreading medical information. So you've got to make sure, yes, Kim, I completely agree with you. They are all compromised. Hi, a day without yesterday. Good to see you here today rather than tomorrow. Boom, boom, drum roll. Gosh, I'm on a roll tonight. Yeah, these hypocrites. Sajid Javid. So he's going to wear one tomorrow, and that's good, because we're going to need Sajid in tip-top form, because I think he's planning to sack, 120,000 NHS workers. Yeah, well, if they won't do what they're told, sack them. Absolutely. 40,000 care home workers to go by the 11th of November, I think. I was talking to a friend earlier, and my friend was saying that apparently in Scotland, they're now inviting anybody who's so motivated to come and volunteer in care homes. Well, why do you think that is then? And why do you think? I think you'll find councils all around the UK are suddenly going to be inviting people to give up their spare time and go and work in a care home, even if it's just for a couple of hours. Well, why would people want to do that? I'm not sure. Do you think the government's expecting a sudden... Yes, Billy Piper, good point. Sajid Javid did not say in what part of his body he was going to wear one, to be fair. Over his mouth's probably the best place. The whole business of the virtue signalling in the Commons sickens me. And honestly, I can't see how the MPs can say to ordinary people, visitors, staff, you must wear them. But we don't have to. And isn't that what's wrong with so much of life at the moment? One rule for the elite and a different rule for us, the little people, the purebloods. So anyway, there we have it. Moving on, I did mention Alec Baldwin. Alec Baldwin, such a most hateful guy. But I see we discovered that the assistant director on the movie, which is called Rust, this was I think it's a Western that they were shooting actually down, had been sacked previously over gun safety. Well, I mean, yeah. So, I wonder imagine what sort of a clown would, this is interesting, what sort of a person would employ an assistant director who'd been sacked from a previous production over gun safety violations for a Western that featured, obviously, guns? Who would do that? Let's think about who was you're in very good form, Billy Piper, tonight. You're in very good form. He says, I'm not going to even say it on this channel. If you say anything, you're in trouble. Alec Baldwin, is he not the co-director? Is he not the co-producer? Hey, Alec Baldwin, don't tell me you employed an assistant director of Rust, Dave Halls, who'd been sacked from a previous production. Oh my goodness, you didn't do that, did you, Alec Baldwin? Oh, well, of course, you've seen the stories in this one, folks. I mean, basically, I've been going on about it now for a few days. Matt T says, hi, David, not in the car today. No, I is here in the studio, in person, not in the car today. I've got a car running in the background if I needed to get a quick getaway, mind you. But back to our friend Baldwin. I mean, he's a most loathsome individual, and this is a strange one. I know some people seem to think he's a victim. In a very real sense, he's a victim. He ain't the victim. He was holding the gun that shot the lady dead. He's not the victim. She was a victim. Now, was it an accident? Yeah, probably was. I don't think for one moment it was anything other than an accident. But here's the thing. Surely a court should decide that. Like, you know, if this had have been, for example, oh, I don't know, a Western, and we had the likes of, I'm trying to think of it's so hard to think of one, but Donald Trump Jr. was making a guest appearance in a Western, and he pointed a gun at someone and killed, and they died. What do you think? What do you think? Would the media, how the media would treat that? Something about that situation does stink. Absolutely. I'm saying good to see you guys are on board with me in this one. David says, have you been on the wine? You're very happy tonight. No, Simon, I haven't been on the wine. I regret to inform you, but I'm just in good form. I'm just in good form. It's nice to actually do one of these in this way that I used to do them. So as I said, given I can't talk about a lot of the stuff, I'll do my best to talk about some of the things that... hi, Jason. Good, by the way. Good to see you. Jason says, yeah, jail Donald Trump. I'm surprised Alec Baldwin. I think one of the best things about Alec Baldwin is, have you seen the memes? The memes on this Alec Baldwin thing have been amazing. And some of the memes, I believe, are being banned by Twitter. Oh, what a surprise. And I'm sure we can't see them here on YouTube. Hi, Andrew. Good to see you on the wine. So to Jason O'Brien and Andrew Allsworth, the Pureblood badges are here. Have you ordered your Pureblood badge yet? Are you part of the gang? Part of the tribe? If you are, this is what you have to do. Hit the click down below, and then you can get one direct from yours truly. Get one, get two. Yeah, the Alec Baldwin story fascinates me. I mean, they'll try to get him off. Obviously, the media is 100% on his side. The thing I feel sad about is the lady concerned. I mean, she's lying dead in her coffin, not Alec Baldwin. He's not. So let's move. So another really good story about I want to touch on. Elaine Jennings says some memes about Fauci, Dr. Fauci. Hey, you want to? I'll tell you what. I've put out a video. I can't put it out in this channel, but it's out on BitChute. Jed, it's out on brand new Tube. It's out on the other platforms, the other video platforms. So if you go to BitChute, that's a good one. And I've done one, Elaine, on Dr. Fauci, Dr. Anthony Fauci. I've done one on Dr. Fauci because, of course, the thing about Dr. Fauci, it's going to be brought up now. Dr. Fauci, yeah, well, this is true. This is a true story. This is a true story. Here you see it coming up, folks. You go and watch it over on BitChute, and don't tell YouTube. Shh. Don't tell Susan with Chichi about it. Dr. Fauci experimented on, oh my goodness, AIDS orphans. Oh no, I can't believe that. That's scurrilous, Jed. That is a scurrilous accusation. Oh yes, but it's true. And you'll be able to find all about it on BitChute, where they allow me to talk about things I can't talk about here. So if you thought, Elaine, that experimentation on beagles, which was horrific, by the way, funded by the NIH, of which Fauci presided over, is bad. If you think the experimenting on monkeys by injecting toxic poison into their brain is bad. If you think that allegedly funding bat research in Wuhan is bad, and it really was, just read about what he was up to in New York City way back in the early noughties. So there you go. Yes, Ian, I completely agree. By the way, I'm allowed to put the comment up. He truly is. The smell of sulfur attaches to him. Go and watch the video over there, because I've got it all chapter and verse. So these are things you can talk about. Now then, who's looking forward to the budget? Hands up, all who's excited about the... Yes, Elaine, going to put Elaine's comment up. Absolutely. Absolutely. The budget's tomorrow. Are you all excited? I'm so excited about the budget tomorrow. I'm so excited to have a socialist budget delivered by a guy in a striped suit, most likely our friend Rishi Sunak, or ever so modern, trendy. He's a trendy chancellor. It's riveting. It's going to be riveting. Look at this. Oh yeah, the public sector are going to get a pay rise. They deserve it. Let's face it. Nobody works harder than the public sector. Well, apart from the private sector that funds them. So yeah, look at this. Public sectors are going to get their wages lifted next year. Good on you. And not only that, but Rishi's going to make sure that the nurses, the nurses and the teachers, they all get the benefit. Actually, the only group that I would be happy enough to see get a wage increase is members of the armed forces. I am happy for those who serve this country in the armed forces to get a pay increase, especially in the lower ranks. 100% behind that. I wouldn't give the nurses a penny. I wouldn't give the teachers a penny. I don't believe that it's appropriate. I think they've had a good pandemic. And I don't see why they should be given increases. Do you? And of course, the minimum wage is being risen. Oh yes, Rishi's whacking up the minimum wage. Oh yeah, Alain, I'll come back to you in a sec. The minimum wage is going up for those at the very bottom of the pile. Very kind of the Chancellor to do that. Where's the money coming from, Rishi? Oh yes, small business. You're going to force small business to pay even more. Is that a handy way? Yes, indeed, Chris David. Rishi, the billionaire, the multi-billionaire. He's married to an extraordinarily wealthy lady. Elaine says, what about Joe Bloggs? Well, of course, Joe Bloggs doesn't feature in the Conservative budget. This is about all kinds of things. It's about trying to, I think, further demolish the UK economy. Punishing some people, rewarding their pals here and there, no doubt. But to my mind, I'm not interested in the budget. It's going to be bad news for anybody. For most people, I think, most ordinary people, it's going to be bad news. But, and of course, John Gleeson makes the key point. Well said, John. Inflation will nullify all pay rises. Absolutely. Inflation is going like that. It's going like a bullet out of an Alec Baldwin gun, and faster as well, by the way, and just as lethal. And that inflation, as John rightly points out, will ensure that the wage increases, wherever they're given, are just absorbed. And again, Chris makes a good point. I'm talking about small businesses, and he says, hang on, got a couple of comments here. Oh, so many comments, folks. Thanks for all your comments. Keep them coming in. Along with the orders for the Pureblood badge. If there's any of these Pureblood badges left by the time I'm finished, I'll have to have words. Hang on. Simon says, let's go, Brandon. Yeah, let's go, Brandon, indeed. Yeah, Chris says, any small business that survived the COVID cult. Absolutely, Chris. And this is the real point. I mean, essentially, there's been an economic holocaust of small business throughout the UK. Oh, the big businesses have done okay. The fast food joints, haven't they done well? Haven't the big corporations done well? Oh, they've done really well. So, yeah, they've done really well. But the small man and woman, the small husband and wife teams, the one-man bands, they are being screwed big time by this wicked Conservative government. And they're not even Conservatives. Keep saying this over on my podcast channel. This lot are not Conservatives. They're contemptible is what they are. Inflation, indeed, as Elaine Jennings points out, is a very useful mechanism to fleece the public and for the government to, the government's racked up colossal debt. I mean, the amount of debt these guys have racked up is beyond belief. And inflation really helps them because obviously then that gobbles some of it up. Yeah, Jason O'Brien is right. Bring this Jason's comment up. It's a technique used by governments who borrow a lot to get over their debt. Yeah, that's absolutely right. So and then but that's all going to be tomorrow. So yeah, I'm super duper excited about. I'm so excited about COP26 next week. I can hardly contain myself. And just trying to. We're having a look at some other stories. Yeah, here's a good one. Back to look at this. All of you climate skeptics out there, and remember on YouTube. Hi Sonia, by the way. Actually, Sonia makes a good point. Sonia, I'll come back to your point in a sec about the armed forces. With COP26 going to be such a part of our life. Apparently the UN has issued a report which is a thundering wake-up call. Says the totally biased and unbelievable BBC. National plans to cut carbon fall short of what's needed. Listen, you should all have listened to Greta, for goodness sake. Listen to the little goblin and you'd all be safe. But no, you haven't listened to the goblin. And now we are in trouble. But the emissions report says that the pledges will fail to keep the global temperature under 1.5 this century. So what? Who said that? I didn't, because I agree with YouTube. But if we read down a little bit, there is hope. There is hope, folks. Don't despair. Don't jump out the window yet, because there is hope that if long-term net zero goals are met, temperatures can be significantly reined in. Okay, well, I know this is a passion of my producer Jed, and really, we should do a separate one of these, I think, on this. But of course, there's some interesting comments. Yeah, I love your comments. Comments are brilliant. So many good stuff coming in here, actually. In fact, I'm going to bring some of these comments up because they're way better than my stuff. Terms like climate change deniers and anti-vaxxers are terms used to weaponize, or they're weaponizing hate, really, I would suggest. So Jason says, I'm organic and not GMO. Yeah. And then Claire makes a really good point. I wonder how Greta's getting there. I assume by balloon, Claire. I can only assume that they're going to hire a weather balloon, and then the sheer amount of hot air that Greta talks can hopefully get that weather balloon all the way across from Stockholm to Glasgow. And that's how I think Greta's going to get, assuming she's going. She may not even go because she's so angry. I mean, I thought she cheered up a bit. Did you see the video that I put out a while back last week of Greta and some other bloke dancing to Rick Astley's I'm Never Going to Give You Up? Did you see that video? Yeah, that was, she looked happy for the first time in her little life. I thought, oh, she looks actually happy and not totally miserable. But now she's reverted to blah, 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 misery mode. But yeah, I see your comments about totally cringe, Jason. That's why I put it up. Some of the most funny things to watch are also the most cringe thing. Simon Knight. I have to tell you that the intelligence services are on their way around to you now for daring to suggest that the Queen can't go because they're running double as ill. So there you go. Yeah, but yeah. So yeah, the UN just produces this report just in time to reinforce that if we're going to build back better, honestly, we all have to take our responsibilities. Yes, and then a brilliant point from Jed. Global CO2 last year went up, even though we were all locked down. Now, Jed, we have to be careful here because yes, it did. And I know a cynic would look at that and think, well, that's a bit blooming odd, isn't it? So let me get this right. Human activity plummeted around the planet because of the totally legitimate COVID lockdowns. And what CO2 emissions went up. Wonder how that one works then. I just don't know. I don't know how this one works. It's almost like, no, it couldn't be. It couldn't be. Honestly, I hear these cranks saying that this Earth's climate and this planet's climate is something that's been there from the beginning of time until the final days of this Earth, and it will continually change. And it would be very, very arrogant of us if we think that we are responsible. But those are bad people, and YouTube knows better. And I always support YouTube. Remember, that's how you stay on YouTube. Yeah, okay, we're gonna wrap up shortly, but a couple of quickies. I see a good story here that Jed's going to bring up for me. Christmas turkeys shortage likely. Farmers warn. Oh my goodness, what? You're not going to get... Is this, hang on a second, Jed. That's the wrong picture. Surely that is the MPs on the backbenches of Parliament? Surely? Is that the Labour Party? No, it's not. No, and apparently it's not. Sorry, I got that one wrong. It is turkeys. And apparently you mightn't get enough of your turkeys. Well, actually, indeed, if the industrial CO2 shortage had continued, you definitely wouldn't have got them. But yeah, look at this here. This is an amazing story. Look at this. Ministers are pinning their hopes on overseas workers being brought in on temporary visas to save Christmas. What? Well, I mean, you see, okay, just to switch direction slightly from there. This is insane. This is, look, they're going to bring 5,500 in to get to get your turkeys plucked or whatever they have to do to the turkeys. I have to say, as a non-meat eater, I'm not overly bothered about it. But yes, Gaz, there's not enough gobbling down in the farm. But look at this, yeah. So this is another one of these issues, isn't it? Whereby all of a sudden, huge problems regarding energy price hikes and potentially shortages in food. I don't know where this one might be leading, but makes you wonder, doesn't it? But I was gonna, I saw a comment there. I can't find it now. But yeah, basically yeah, this is what I wanted to say. I don't know. I think I've said this one publicly before. So here's another first from me for tonight. See, Brexit. Yeah, Brexit. So I voted for Brexit. I guess a lot of you folks probably voted for Brexit. I am increasingly of the opinion that Brexit was just a big psyops. What? Well, yeah, and I can justify that because Brexit was about the UK taking back control. It was about the UK protecting its borders. It was the UK doing what's right for the UK. Oh yes, Jed, we'll come to keep that story in the background. I'll come to that in a second. So I don't believe that any of those things are happening. I think that, unfortunately, Brexit it wasn't a mistake to leave the EU. That was right. But I think we were being manipulated in different ways. And I have got I've got questions about Brexit. Let me put it to you like that. Support, obviously, all of us who voted to get out. That was all fine. But it's not working out the way we thought. In fact, I think there's even more nefarious reasons behind it. Eber Stellar mentions, watch Ice Age Farmer. I do follow Ice Age Farmer. Very, very good when it comes to talking about the food shortages. But yeah, it was a weak Brexit, Jason, for sure. But I think it's even worse than that because in so many ways, as you know, the UK and the EU are working together on a whole branch of things. And none of them are good. None of them are good news for us, I'm afraid. Right. So just one more story I think I'll bring up here before we toodle off. Jed, this is the story you've been waiting for, right? Let's bring up the story, the biggest story of the day. Cue it up. Eco-friendly sex. What is it? And how does it impact on climate change? Oh my God. And here we go, folks. Yeah, eco-climate. Hang on, look at that. When we think about different ways we can reduce our carbon footprints, our sex lives are not normally at the top of the list. They're not on the list, you clowns at the BBC. Yet, web searches for sustainable products such as vegan condoms and waste-free contraception. This is the BBC. This is a serious site. Hi, Lisa. This is this is not me making this up. This is the BBC. So they talk about what is eco-friendly sex. Well, it appears to be using things that have less impact on the planet and reducing the damage in the Jez highlighting them, right? He can bring them up. Excuse me. It also entails reducing the amount of damage and the creation of porn to workers and the environment. Who writes this stuff? Who writes this stuff? Is this Alec Baldwin? I mean, who's writing this kind of nonsense? This is the it's funny, but someone in the UN has counted out there's 10 billion male condoms used, and most of them are going straight to landfill. So what we need is the vegan version, the vegan-friendly version. And here she is. Here she is. Yeah. Oh yeah, here she is, Dr. Adeniki Akisemulu, who is bringing us she's a sustainability expert from Nigeria who advocates, Jed, for just rub a little bit for what is it? A living a waste-free life. Well, I don't know what I mean. 100%. I mean, I keep also getting, you don't get them so much anymore. You get people also from Nigeria telling me how I can get very rich if I only send them £10,000. You know, those kind of people. I wonder does Dr. Adeniki know any of them? But yeah, she wants to go for lambskin condoms. They've been around since Roman times. It worked out well for the Romans. I'm sure it'll work really well for us as well. All I can say is I'm glad I'm not young anymore. I'm glad. But as Chris Davis says, oh, the diversity. Oh, the diversity is right. So there we have it, folks. We have Clown World. It is absolutely Clown World. And I suppose it is possible to pick fun and poke holes in some of it here on the YouTubes, even though we dare not talk about the single biggest topic of these times because it's not allowed. So I hope you've enjoyed this anyway. Before we go, just want a final reminder, final shout out. If you are like me, if you can get that, you said okay. The old Pureblood exclusive to moi over on Alt News Media, link down below. Click it. $2.99 including postage, free postage, and you get to show your true colors. There you go. We brought it up on the screen for you. Pureblood badge. Just hit the click, and that's all you have to do, and you will get one winging your way. So what am I saying? I'm trying to. Some of the comments. Sorry, I can't. Some of your comments distract me. I don't totally know what they mean. But anyway, so there we have it. Hope you've enjoyed the little live stream tonight. Do go and look at the Dr. Anthony Fauci video over on BitChute. Do that one. Watch it. Look out for there's more content coming out on Purebloods coming out on the podcast channel. Yeah, Jed's showing it there now, folks. There's a Purebloods one coming out on pretty much it's out now. So you can go and listen to that. And then I actually speak the unmitigated truth. Chris says, do VIP podcast members get one? Do VIP podcast members get one? Yes, you do. All you have to do is send me your detail. I just need to know an address for VIP podcast. You see, let me finish on this, actually. Seeing as how Chris has brought it up. Where is he here? There he goes. Do VIP. They absolutely do, Chris Davis. And here's the thing. On the podcast channel, you see, you can support me in different ways because all of us, on a serious note to finish with, what we have is we're in an information war. Seriously, the only point in this is to try and fight back against the kind of the unmitigated propaganda spewed out by the mainstream media. And you know my views on that. So if you guys want to help me, you can. I think it's £2 a month to be a patron over on the podcast channel. But if you're a VIP member, it costs a little bit more. But for being a VIP member, you get a slice of my soul. Actually, you get a slice. Just a slither, though, just a slither of my soul. And we will most certainly be able to make sure we take care of the people who try to help us the most. So Lisa's in the US. Well, you're very welcome, Lisa, whether you're in the UK or US or anywhere. If you're in Australia, God forbid. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed the lols tonight. Billy Piper says, you have a soul. Hey, Billy, I've also got a place. And I've got some salmon as well. So anyway, anyhow, that's it from me for tonight. Thanks for being here. If you like the channel, subscribe to my YouTube because they're trying to run it down. So just make sure you keep subscribed to me on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe over on the podcast channel as well. Consider becoming a patron. That's all those things. Follow me there, as that's all you have to do. Hit the little green button. You get loads of content. You get loads of free content every day. Just support. Look, that's it, folks. Thanks again. And I'm off to polish my badge. Sounds like a euphemism, but it's not really. I've got them just here. I've got to polish them and get them all ready. So thanks, everybody, for supporting me. And hope you enjoy the stream and look forward to catching up with you soon. There's going to be a hard truth video going out with my friend Alana Mercer on Thursday, Jed, probably. Maybe on YouTube, may not be, because we might be talking about controversial topics. So in the meantime, I leave you to enjoy the rest of YouTube, beauty tips and singing classes in I don't know, in Klingon, whatever the stuff that they do elsewhere in YouTube. But that's it from me for now. So without further ado, everyone, wish you all a good night. Catch up soon.